Thank you for that. Next, I'd like to invite Chanee up front.
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? Well, I'm actually here. Oh, that's my baby. Hi, Gia. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm actually here to speak on behalf of Sickle Cell. I work for Miss Gina Glass right there for Dream Sickle Kids Foundation. Hopefully, you guys can check it out. But I'm also a mother to a child with sickle cell. He has type SC, which is known as the mildest form of sickle cell, but in my opinion, there's no mild symptoms or mild type. My son and I, well, my entire family, we relocated from Los Angeles, California. My son, Chris, he was born in Hollywood Presbyterian Hospital, which is literally next door to Children's Hospital, LA. And he was diagnosed with sickle cell SC via the newborn screening kit. I'm not sure how many of you are parents out here, but when you get that newborn screening kit, you're praying everything comes back normal, right? I literally had no idea what sickle cell was, other than one of my favorite girl groups growing up, TLC, Tian Watkins, who was the main singer. She has it. And I've seen a couple of VH1 documentaries briefly about it, but I was 7 or 8. I didn't really know what they were talking about until I became a mom with the child who has sickle cell. To basically give information in regards to sickle cell and what I dealt with my child having it. It's a blood disorder, basically, where the cells are not, regular circles. They're actually like banana shaped, which are considered sickle. And what happens is, if the child is not oxygenated, does not have a lot of oxygen within the bloodstream, it tends to create a pain crisis. Now, a pain crisis consists of various things. It could happen at any moment. For instance, with my child, Chris, if he's not hydrated and he's playing too hard, he falls the wrong way, it could trigger a crisis. So, for instance, his first crisis was the scariest one to me. He was approximately about 7 or 8 months old, and we found out he was allergic to milk. So he was transitioning from breast milk to regular milk. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with WIC or Mothers. I went literally to get him some milk, and I gave him his first bottle. We were in the car, and I was still in California at the time, and he just started vomiting like projectile. I don't know if you guys ever seen The Exorcist. It was just so it was just crazy. And I'm a mom, and I'm on a 405 freeway. I freak out. So I pull over, call 911. They came immediately to me. And they told me that he had a thrash on his tongue from that. So fast forward, so I won't be long-winded, we ended up at UCLA Medical Center. UCLA Medical Center, great hospital. Hematology department for pediatrics, not so great. But I had to literally get transported from there to Children's Hospital, where he had Dr. Hofstra, which was his hematologist. Within that 2-day period, my child lost 4 pounds. And he was extremely dehydrated. He had his first blood transfusion, and then he lost mobility in his upper body. So when he was crying, he was stiff. He couldn't move his neck, couldn't move his arms, and they said his voice box was going out. So this was extremely terrifying for a new mother. And right then and there, I knew I had to educate myself about sickle cell, because I got about 6 different stories and, so to speak, advice on how to handle it. Well, I didn't know exactly how to really handle it because, again, I'm still new to it. And I tried my best to teach myself and figure out what was going on, but figuring out was the hard part. And mind you, I'm at Children's Hospital, LA. I'm still figuring it out. Well, fast forward a few years later, I ended up out here in Las Vegas, and the hematology department and stuff like that, a little bit better in my opinion, but like this young man said, it would be amazing if we could have a children's hospital out here, because when my son is hospitalized from a regular pain crisis or even just a common cold, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but with sickle cell, even if your child has sickle cell and they have a common cold, it's harder for them to fight it off because they have a compromised immune system. So imagine my dismay and a lot of other mothers who are dealing with children with compromised immune systems. Fathers, I don't want to excuse fathers, but just parents, legal guardians in general. It scares the heck out of us. And being away from your child during COVID, and I'm being told that I can't be around my child, not really good because mama bear comes out, so the animal instinct really comes in. So to just see your child in pain and you feel helpless, you don't really know what to do. It just sucks because it doesn't matter the amount of literature that they can teach you about any type of disease for a child or a person, period. Really, it triggers certain emotions and it triggers different characteristics that you didn't even realize that you had within you. But basically, not to be super long-winded, the sickle cell journey has been an up and down roller coaster. It's just continuously up and down. And I'm still learning. I'm still advocating for my child. I'm still advocating for other kids and adults as well. Being told that your child has basically, I hate to say this word, a death date. Very triggering, very unfortunate. Because what parent, legal guardian, and or family member wants to bury a child? I want my child to bury me, And being told these things, while still figuring it out, might I add, is very hurtful, is very triggering. And just not having a children's hospital and or necessary things out here in Las Vegas, it's challenging to say the least. I'm fighting back tears because working with Gina, she's helped me out in so many ways to learn about various things that I can do to help my child as well as hers, because I'm not sure if you guys know that her daughter Gia has sickle cell as well. But just to see our little ones just trying to fight to basically become normal or stay there normal. My child wants to play sports, but he's being told he can't. He's being told that he can't do a lot of things. And can is not really in my vocabulary unless we're writing a sentence, a complete sentence. But I don't want that to be a part of his everyday life. But when you're constantly being told by medical professionals that you can't do this, you can't do that, it hurts. So I just want to see, and hopefully, not just the children's hospital, but just the hospital where we can get all the help in one place, because I don't like that I have to drive to this hospital across town and then back to this hospital on the other side of town and then go to this clinic for that and then go to that clinic for that. I just wish it could be like in a hub where everything is basically all together and we could experience, learn, and just basically elevate and progress within the medical field for our children and for our family, because it's not only about kids, it's about adults as well. Just healthcare in general. That's what my story has been. It's challenging, but I have good days, but I also have days where I'm just like, okay, can we just keep it at this one spot? But nope, gotta go over here. But no, you gotta go over here. And then it's sometimes challenging if you don't have a vehicle. And with sickle cell crisis, your organs could shut down. You could have temporary paralysis, and I've experienced that. My son has flatlined twice. So time is the most important element to me, and I don't like time being wasted. I like my time to be utilized properly, and I like for it to matter and mean something, because people, we have to advance in some kind of way. And if we can just come together and just unite everything within the healthcare system, that's what I'm ultimately advocating for, because I don't want to call Gina and be like, hey girl, I'm over here at Centennial. Oh, I'm over here in Henderson. Like, Gia had a crisis over here. Oh, I'm at Centennial because Chris had a crisis here. You know, if we can just have like a children's hospital where they're friends, they could play and lift each other up, because what I've learned about illnesses emphasis on that, I learned that it's more so mental as well, because I've seen children at their weakest. And if they had a friend to play with them and for like a day or two, I've seen them get discharged within 2 to 3 days rather than 3 to 4 weeks. So that's what I want to advocate for, and that's what I'm trying to see if someone in the healthcare system just listen to our voices. We want to be heard. We want our kids to be heard, and we want our kids to feel and know that they're normal and they're special, that they're not an obligation. How does that make you feel as a person if your child comes up to you and say, am I going to die today like my friend? Am I an obligation, mommy? No 10-year-old should have to say that to their mother and or father. I want to change the conversations that we have amongst young adults, children, people living with disabilities just in general. I don't want them to feel that a disability is disabling them and making them feel less than, because that's not okay. We're all special in our own way. So that's all I wanted to leave off to everyone. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for listening.
Wow. Thank you for sharing your stories tonight. They are incredibly impactful.